Welcome back to treating allergies and asthma with alternative medicine. I wanted to include a little extra class here on poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac because I recently myself just contracted some poison oak, and here are a few things that I learned that helped me, and I hope they can help you as well. Poison oak, poison ivy, and poison sumac grow in marshy or wooded areas throughout North America. I contracted mine at Plum Island in the Parker River National Refuge in the North Shore of Massachusetts. It is a marshy wooded area, and I didn't realize it when I was roaming through there that I should be more aware of the plants around me. These plants aren't poisonous. They have a long-lasting sticky oil called urushiol, which causes itching, a blistering rash on the skin if you've touched it or rubbed up against it. Even the slightest contact, like brushing up against the leaves, can leave the oil behind on your skin. Poison ivy and poison oak grow as vines or shrubs, and poison sumac is a shrub or tree. There's a saying, leaves of three, let it be, something you might want to keep in mind when you're roaming through your garden or the woods. Poison ivy is really the only one that has the three leaves, one on each side and one in the center. They're shiny with smooth or slightly notched edges. Poison oak looks similar, but the leaves are larger and they're more rounded, sort of like an oak leaf. And they have textured hairy surface, so there may be groups of 3, 5, or even 7 leaves. Poison sumac leaves grow in clusters of 7 to 13 leaves, with one by itself at the end. Poison ivy symptoms: redness, itching, swelling, blisters, and difficulty breathing. If you've inhaled the smoke from burning poison ivy, it's very dangerous. Call your doctor. Poison oak. Poison oak can cause serious allergic reactions. It takes about 12 to 72 hours to penetrate the skin, and once it's absorbed by the skin, poison oak can induce swelling, redness, and severity, followed by small or large blisters on the skin. I can attest to this. The rash may appear on any part of the body after a short incubation period. I want to tell you, it's not a fun thing to have. Poison sumac signs and symptoms. Symptoms of a poison sumac rash appear 8 to 48 hours after exposure and can last for weeks. Some people are more sensitive to the plants and have a harsher reaction or symptoms. The rash itself is not contagious, but the oils can spread if they remain on the clothing, skin, or shoes. Some of the symptoms are burning sensation on the skin, itchiness, redness, swelling, and watery blisters. Roaming through the woods is not the only way you can contract poison ivy, oak, or sumac. If your pet happens to roll in one of these, it can spread the oil to your skin. Dogs and cats usually don't experience reactions to poison ivy, oak, or sumac. However, it is best to wash your pet with gloves, wearing long sleeves and pants. Cover all of your exposed skin. Apply a protective eye lubricant or mineral oil to your pet's eyes to protect them from the shampoo or the detergent, and rinse them very well. Rashes from the poisonous plants usually go away depending on the severity, 1 to 3 weeks. I'm on my 3rd week of having it, and I still have rashes on my legs and my feet, so we'll see how long this lasts. If your symptoms are severe, please do see your doctor. You may need stronger medication and things that you can buy over the counter. Here are a few products that I'm currently using to help relieve my poison oak symptoms. Please note, I don't sell them, and I don't profit from recommending them. I'm using them because they were easily available and they seem to help. And I found most of these at the local drugstore and online. And these things I recommend keeping in your medicine cabinet, because if you do get hit with some kind of poison ivy, oak, or sumac, you don't want to rush out in the middle of the night to find a drugstore that's open. Have these available on hand, because you just never know when you are going to get this. After I realized I had poison ivy or poison oak, at that time I didn't really know what the difference was. I rushed to the drugstore, and the only thing I could find was this Tech-New Oak and Ivy cleanser. And it's mostly meant for people that are camping, I believe. They didn't have the soap that I wanted. This is a skin cleanser that is supposed to remove the poison oils of poison ivy, oak, and sumac from the skin. And it's said to help prevent an irritating rash in most cases. I can say it helped a little bit, but it really was not as effective as I had hoped the first couple days that I had the rash and the pain and the itching. Poison ivy and oak soap. This was one of the miracle finds. Unfortunately, our drugstore didn't have this, so I had to wait a couple of days for it to be delivered online. Herbal soaps can help soothe irritation and itching while removing that oil, and it halts the spread of poison ivy, oak, and sumac. Do follow the directions and use at least twice a day. I was using it at least 4 times a day, and it made a very big difference with the pain and the itching and the blisters. Calamine lotion. You can find this at your grocery store and drugstore. And if you were ever a child in the 50s and 60s, you probably had chicken pox or measles and walked around the house wearing calamine lotion spots all over you while you were recovering from it. So you may have flashbacks while you're applying this. Calamine lotion is a topical lotion that can be used to relieve itching, pain that's caused by poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac, and other things like measles, chicken pox, and shingles, and things like that. It helps to dry oozing and weeping blisters. Active ingredient is in the calamine lotion is zinc oxide and ferric oxide, and it's the iron oxide that gives it that lovely pink color. If your skin feels like it's burning, keep your calamine lotion in your refrigerator because it's a very cooling effect when you do apply it to those blisters and hot skin. It feels really good. Another thing that feels really good when you first contract this is putting ice on the blisters. And then do make sure that you throw the ice away. Don't touch it with your hands. Use gloves or like a cloth to touch the ice. Another thing that really makes a big difference and that you really want to have on hand at all times is cortisone ointment. It can be used on the skin to treat swelling, itching, and irritation. And I tell you, this stuff got me through the night, the first couple nights that I had this. Some people take an antihistamine while they have poison ivy, oak, or sumac. Personally, they make me a little loopy. I'm not able to function. My natural solution to an antihistamine is taking the quercetin bromelain complex by Solaray. I upped my dosage of it during this time. Quercetin is a bioflavonoid, which is a type of pigment found in most herbs, fruits, and vegetables. It's an antioxidant, and it's a natural antihistamine. And it's also an anti-inflammatory supplement. You can find this online. I like the Solaray products because this one contains bromelain, which you need to digest the quercetin into your body. So the QBC Plex by Solaray for me is the best option because it means I have to take less pills and get the best results. Have extra towels around to avoid spreading the rash. You don't want to use the same towel that you dry your body with to dry those areas that the rash is spreading. You don't want to spread the rash, so make sure you use a separate towel on the areas that the rash is on. Sending healing thoughts to all in need.